On April 29th, Pamela Geller, Robert Spencer, and other hate-mongers held the so-called Jessica Mokdad Human Rights Conference in Dearborn, an event that exploits the tragedy of a murdered Arab-American girl to spread Islamophobia. Jessica's family was particularly outraged by the use of her name for the promotion of bigotry. The Arab American Institute, along with local community organizations, held a counter-event on the same day in Dearborn, attended by more than 100 people, including members of Congress and various community leaders and public officials. While our event succeeded in disrupting the anti-Muslim narrative Spencer and Geller hoped to spread in local media, my colleague Omar, Tewfik and I were still curious about their event and wanted to cover it, so we headed to the Hyatt in Dearborn. I had attempted to register for the anti-Muslim conference days before, but Geller replied saying, "Omar, we are out of space. If we get cancellation, I will let you know." To experiment, we had a colleague with a non-Arab name, Jeffrey Wright, attempt to register. Geller's response to him was this: "Jeffrey, 2 seats just opened up, but we need the full names, addresses, organization affiliations, and university of all attendees." Yes, 2 seats magically opened up, but instead of emailing me about them, whatever happened to first come first serve, Jeffrey gets to have them if he can provide acceptable affiliations. Because Omar, Tewfik and I blog for AAI, and I blog for the Huffington Post as well, I checked if we could attend as press. At first, Geller seemed open to the idea, but after I got a second email saying, "Omar, we are overbooked. We cannot accommodate your request to attend. You will not be on the press list." When we showed up, non-registered people were being asked to stand aside for consideration.
Baddar, B-A-D-D-A-R.
Not Jack the Ripper, huh?
I'm sorry?
Baby, stop it. Be nice. He's always joking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're not on the list, so you'll just have to wait a while. There are a few other press people here.
Okay.
And the gentleman will come out and we'll go through some.
As we were waiting, we talked to some interesting folks attending the conference.
Those people that seek to do civilization and legal and educational and financial jihad against the United States to put the United States under the yoke of Islam, I consider them enemies of America, and if they want to live under Sharia law, there's plenty of countries in this world they can do that. They should pack their stuff up and go live in one of them.
And what percentage do you think of the American Muslim community wants to impose Sharia on America?
I'm going to guess about 20% to 40%. I don't know.
People have responsibility to check the content that they're providing, to actually assess it, because that's what we are raised to do in schools and religions and everything. Question from reason and then look at it. And how they're profiling it, I don't like it. I'm against sexism anywhere, I'm against honor killing anywhere, in every religion, but again, I'm against discrimination, I keep saying.
Obama has basically destabilized the entire Middle East by subverting Mubarak, who was our ally for years. And in Libya, Muammar Gaddafi may have been a bad guy, but he was our bad guy. And we took him out, and now basically Al-Qaeda is in charge of Libya.
But that's not the point here. The point here that this is profile, this is politicized. And the thing is that here, when I looked up this organization, I was like, wow, American Freedom, our American Freedom Initiative. I was interested, and I looked at it, and it says they had publicity on taxi cabs that said, "Leave Islam before it's too late." And you know what? I'm here to just say, leave discrimination before it's too late. And that's the whole message I wanted to bring in.
You know, all the time people want to argue, well, is Obama a Muslim? Isn't he a Muslim? I say it doesn't make any difference. The question to ask is, Obama is not a Muslim. Were he a Muslim, would he do anything different? And I'd have to say no. He's the most anti-Israel president ever, and I consider him one of the enemies of America.
Shortly after, we noticed an interesting pattern. Some people who were not on the registration list were allowed in.
And your name is what? Jerry Holtzman. You here by yourself?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Others, predominantly Arab Muslim women, the people Spencer and Geller were allegedly concerned about when putting this conference together, were not allowed in, despite attempting to register weeks in advance.
So when did you guys register, just out of curiosity?
Like a month ago.
A month ago. Okay, and you're still not allowed to. I mean, that's the thing.
Our main concern is that, these two ladies right here, this whole conference is supposed to be about them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and you're trying to educate them. It's clear that there's a conflict in what this conference says it is, and what it's actually doing.
Yeah, and we're answering Pamela because I saw an interview with her, and she said, "Where are the Muslims? We're here. Why won't you let us in?"
Yeah,
they're not but 6 feet from the door.
Yes, but they did pre-register. That's the thing. I didn't, but they did.
Well, there is no proof.
We're all Arabs here? Yeah. I'm the only one that has a piercing and a tattoo.
I tried emailing her, and then I literally didn't get any kind of response back. So I was just like, let me test my luck, go and see if they would let us in.
Yeah, because I emailed the organizers many times, and they just didn't get back to me. So I said I might just come in and try if I can participate in this.
Myrna, one of the Arab women barred from entering the event, forwarded me her registration emails, proving she provided all the information she was asked for well in advance of the event. Given the evident discriminatory admission process we saw, I emailed Geller again, asking for a more honest explanation for why I was not allowed in. She played dumb and insisted that it was nothing more than my name not being on the list because of overbooking. Well, we had evidence to the contrary. Hi, how you doing?
Hi,
Omar Baddar. I'm a blogger with the Huffington Post.
All right.
Doing good. I'm just wondering if we can cover the event.
He's on the do not enter list.
No, I'm sorry.
Why?
He's on the do not enter list?
We just do what we're told,
Yep. I mean, essentially the message of this conference is to try to reach out to Arab and Muslim women, and we have a huge, we blog for AAI, which has a huge following of Arab and Muslim girls.
We're just security. We're just doing what we're told. I'm sorry.
Okay, is there anybody in management that we can talk to?
No, they're all speaking right now. They're on the face.
Okay, so there's no explanation whatsoever. I'm on a no-enter list, is what you said? And
I'm being filmed. We're not talking too much.
Well, you already said that he was not on a no-enter list.
Just to get a sense of the space constraints, I contacted the hotel catering service and asked about that particular room. They said it could accommodate up to 300 people, but that the Geller event had it set up for 150. They also said that even in the specific format requested by the Geller event, the room could still take a few dozen more. And were all the registered people there to fill up their seats?
See, we have a lot of people that registered, but they're not here.
Yeah.
So, but see, when you're planning an event, you can't always...
So it's not an issue of space.
No.
But that's the thing, if they're not here and the event is well underway, it seems to make sense to let some of the people who have been trying...
Well,
somebody just went in at the time he was in, registered his name there.
So essentially there was a group of us out here who could not go in because we were technically not registered. Somehow half of us got in, and then the other half is stuck outside. And I think looking at us, it's not very difficult to figure out which half ended up not being able to go in. After the excluded folks made a big deal about the discriminatory admission practices of the people who are not on the list, there was suddenly a new policy.
There's nobody going in now.
Nobody going in?
No.
The new policy was so strict that even friends of the security officers were not allowed in. But that was only until police escorted us out of the hotel, but somehow allowed the unregistered friends of the security officers to remain upstairs.
They're calling the troops.
Really? Human rights. Like, I can't
Follow the
believe
Bureau
it.
Police for us? Woo! We are harmless. Come on now.
Come on, you guys. Kettle, right?
Actually, I find it OT. The folks who are the friends of the security guy are still up there.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Well, Detroit Free Press.
Why are they allowed to stay up?
Please, Detroit Free Press guy.
I just ask that you don't push me down the stairs.
Nobody would.
Why are they allowed to stay up? They're not part of the event.
Please right this way.
Well,
Okay.
because
There we go. There you go.
discrimination.
Great, we're all going down together.
Excellent.
But why
Beautiful.
were some people who were not part of the
Okay,
event
now we're all going to
allowed
walk out. Okay, thank you.
Why were they allowed to stay up? Geller and Spencer can feign concern for Arab and Muslim women, but that only goes as far as Arab and Muslim women can be useful in helping them promote their bigoted worldview. The second Arab and Muslim women disagree with religious bigotry or choose to play a different role than the helpless oppressed, they become impediments to the anti-Muslim agenda, and thus must be excluded and become invisible in the discourse of people like Robert Spencer and Pamela Geller.